think it matters too much if you told someone already, but if you haven't told anybody, I wouldn't tell anybody that you're on SR, even your friends, your family. I wouldn't even tell my girl unless you've already told her. You don't tell more people. Like, if you told a couple people and they somehow seem cool with it, you're lucky. I wouldn't tell anybody. And I already told people in my life, and I honestly wish I didn't. And it's not that it's a super deep reason or anything. It hasn't become negative or detrimental to my life, but I feel like it could, especially if you're telling people in the workplace, if you're telling people at school, if you're telling people that you don't really trust, you just like telling everybody. And I don't know, that sounds crazy coming from me, but yeah, you give away knowledge people aren't ready for. The NPC is gonna call you gay. That could slow you down if you're not ready. That could slow you down if you're not ready or you don't know how to prepare, for that kind of backlash. Like, if you think your friends are really cool and then you try to talk about SR and you start getting backlash you're really not prepared to deal with, that could kind of slow you down. So people will undermine you or people will try to fight you, bro. This shit has happened to me before. If you start telling a bunch of people that you're on SR, like if you tell your friends that you're on SR, some of them, they may not take it seriously, but then some of them may actually try to challenge you in a real way, like really want to hurt you or fight you. Takes away the mystery. So I wouldn't tell anybody because it takes away like the mystery of how your charm works, bro, or like how you're so sharp sometimes. And I'm not saying like all of your power you have to credit to SR, but a lot of it goes to the foundation of you doing SR and you just being like so on top of everything and so organized, so disciplined. It's kind of like this special fuel that you're using. Like everyone, it's not like you're doing anything different really. It's just you're doing more of what's right for you, and that is different. So you are doing something different, but it's just like it's not as crazy or it's not as much of a magic pill as people make it out to be. At first, you telling people that you're on SR, they may not even know what SR is and they may automatically write it off as something crazy, or maybe it's a religion. They think you're part of a cult. They're gonna think you're fucking crazy just because you're doing SR. And then PMO is so normalized and hookup culture is so normalized, so you doing SR is like kind of saying they're weird. Like if you're telling your friends or if you're telling your family and all they do is stay depleted as fuck, and you start telling them like, hey, I got big ass balls, I'm doing something with my life, they're gonna fucking hate you, but they may not show it, so you gotta be careful with who you're telling this to. Like some of you guys tell everybody and just think that they're supposed to support you, and some of you understand that just doing this comes with a lot of hate already, bro. Even though you have a stronger willpower and you're mentally stronger on SR, you're most likely training a lot, you're putting yourself out there and challenging yourself. But if you start telling the wrong people, that doesn't mean it's gonna make your life any easier, bro. Like, let's say you are engaging with women or you are dating and you start telling like all the girls that you're talking to or the girl that you're seeing, right? She may be into you, but you may tell her too soon and it may be something she doesn't understand, so she gets turned off. Now, this could be a good thing because the wrong people will be, they'll be turned off by it, so they won't want to be around you. And they're the wrong person if they do get turned off, and you'll be able to tell the difference. A lot of the time it's like, obviously this person is not for me, but sometimes you just may tell the person too soon and they're not really calibrated to that level of thinking, and you gotta kind of catch them up. That could be a waste of time, Maybe it could be the wrong person. Maybe it could be the right person, or just wrong time. Or just like, bro, shit could be smooth, but you don't have to tell anybody, you know? Like, you don't have to give them something they're not prepared for. Like I said, like, telling people about SR, if they don't know about SR, a lot of the time is giving them information that they're not prepared for. It's giving them knowledge that they're not prepared for. So if you're telling a girl, a lot of the time, she may blast that. Like, imagine if you're going to school, if you're at work, you start telling people that you're on SR. They could take that and really blow that out of proportion just because of what SR, like, is, bro. So that, even on like, you know, like for work and shit, you should probably be careful with that, just because you don't know what kind of people are like listening, bro. You don't know what these people are gonna do with that kind of information, right? So if you're in school, be careful if you're starting to tell people you're on SR, because they may, like I said, they may think you're crazy, which it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, but like, you know, you don't want to deal with more shit than you're already dealing with. So I wouldn't tell people, but if you have told people, don't feel bad about it. Another thing is, depending on who you tell, they may have an eye for you. Like, they really may start watching your every move, bro. Like, depending on what kind of coworker you're talking to or what friend you're talking to, because what you're doing is so difficult. If you ever seen the movie 40 Days and 40 Nights, is it 40? I think it's 40 Days, 40 Nights, something like that. And everybody at his work, even the girl that he was talking to at the time, thought he was a fucking weirdo. All the people that he was working with, all of his coworkers, were basically spying on him and just wanted him to deplete himself constantly. So what I'm saying is, if you start telling the wrong people, you may start to see this effect, because you already have this celebrity effect where people are more attracted to you, you're glowing and shit, you're more confident. But now these people may have like an evil eye on you. You get what I'm saying? They may try to trip you up, or try to start rumors or some shit at your job, or they want to get you involved into some shit that's gonna get you reversing, you know, basically regressing on your path. They want you to fuck up. Some people may really want you to fuck up. So when you do start telling people, they may not be as supportive genuinely as they seem up front. And you got to be careful who you tell because of that. So many times I've told women that I'm on SR, and it just ruins things. I've been lucky where I've told a few women that I'm on SR, and they just actually support me. But most women, there is an aspect to this. Like, yes, you will turn off the right people, or you will turn off the people that don't belong in your circle. So that's a good thing. But sometimes, like I said, you could tell people too soon. And there's an aspect to impressions with people where you don't want to tell people too much too soon, especially. But SR is one of those things where you might want to wait a really long time. You know, you may want to just keep clapping, but just make it seem like you're incapable of nutting, bro, and just never tell her. Another reason that I wouldn't tell people is because SR feels better. It just feels cooler. You feel badass when you don't tell anybody, when no one knows you're on SR, and you're just sharp as fuck, strong, have enhanced stamina. You're like a superhero, and nobody knows the reason behind your discipline. That's probably the coolest shit ever. As soon as you start telling people, then it takes the mystery out of everything. But a lot of the time when it comes to superficial things, you're able to connect with your friends, you're able to connect with the girl that you're talking to. But when it comes to you trying to improve, it starts to really rub people the wrong way if they haven't done the work on themselves. And when you start to tell people that you're doing something that's this difficult, a lot of the time they won't even believe you. So when it comes to supporting you, the easiest thing to do is just smile in your face, but really think you're fucking crazy because of how crazy it sounds. You don't understand, most people can't even go 30 days. So you going 100 days, 200 days, whatever streak you're on, depending on, like, if you're telling people, hey, I'm on 30 days, or hey, I'm on 60 days, they may not even fucking believe you. But then on top of that, why do you want to tell them? Like, are you looking for validation? Are you trying to put them on? If they really want to learn, they're probably going to find the information out by themselves, just like you did. Most people don't want to do the work. And then another thing is, you don't want to tell people you're on SR, because you can waste a lot of time with your friends that aren't serious. Like I said, it's easy to get along with your friends with superficial shit, or if you're, on a sports team and all you guys talk about is the fucking game. It's easy to get along. But when you start giving them knowledge about SR and they're unwilling to do the work, you could waste a lot of conversation time with fuckers who don't actually want to do the shit, but they're begging for you to give them the blueprint and give them the keys, but they don't actually want to put the reps in. That's a big time waster. Another reason you don't want to tell people that you're on SR is because of stolen valor, bro. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, people will want to be around you just because of your glow and the healing effect that your energy has in social situations. Now, you make people feel so comfortable. If they start knowing about why this is happening and why they feel this way, they might want to turn it on you. They may start to feel a way about it, but also you may get people who are trying to get into your circle because now you're on SR and they want to improve their image and they kind of want to get off on all the work you've done. So now that you're pure, more disciplined, and your heart is changing as you're on SR and you take SR more seriously, you're improving yourself. Some of your friends, maybe your girl, someone you're talking to, maybe even a family member might try to take your energy by, using your streak or your improvement as a way to say that they've done the work that they haven't, just by being associated with you. So that's why you also don't want to tell people or tell the wrong people that you're on SR, because just because you're pure now, you may attract some sluts that really want your aura to shine on them. And because these sluts are hanging around you, or these friends are hanging around you, and they're degenerate friends, or these sluts who have been getting piped the fuck down, and you're pure now, right? You're pure, you're healing yourself, following God, training all the time, self-improving. Now your aura, whoever you're around, you're sharing that good luck, you're sharing all those benefits, and you're putting that aura onto them. So now when people see them, they're going to subconsciously perceive your aura that's been brushed off onto them. You understand? You've been spending so much time keeping like a very positive eye on these people, and then you start giving them the info about you being as pure. They may want to take your energy by being in that circle when they don't belong in your circle, and then other people start to see them with that aura that you have, and it's temporary. It's not gonna stay. It's super temporary, and really while you're around, so it's not like you have to be scared about who you're with or who's taking your energy, but it's just something to think about. Like, who are you sharing this presence, this godly presence that you have? Like, who are you sharing that with? Some people can take that information of you being on SR and take it the wrong way. Another reason I wouldn't tell people, even if you already told people, it's fine, but I wouldn't tell people I'm on SR because, like, let's say someone is about to hit that arc, the SR arc in their journey. They're about to hit that arc, but you start talking about SR, you start putting them on information they're not ready for. You might turn them off from the knowledge that they're about to receive, but it's gonna take them longer because now their ears are not wired to hear the shit you gotta say. Like, your journey is for you, like some people may hear my journey and they may be like, no, bro, like, that's not SR. And some other people may be motivated. So if you just keep it to yourself, bro, it's gonna feel like you're a mutant, you're a superhuman. I would just keep it to myself. Guys, you have to remember that most people are not acclimated to this type of living. Most people are depleted all the time, and that's their issue. If you start wasting your time trying to educate everybody that you come across, then you're never gonna actually get a return on your investment, and you're gonna get a bunch of people who don't know what the fuck they're doing coming to you with questions. Even myself, I can't answer every question on SR, and I get something out of making these videos because they're actually fun for me. If you have a bunch of people who don't know about SR and you're trying to educate them, or your girl, or just your coworkers or people at school, your family, they don't know about SR, they don't know about the details, they don't know about the benefits, they don't know about how difficult it is, and they don't know about how much PMO and the opposite of SR, they don't know how much being a depleted fuck, they don't see the detriment in that. Therefore, you trying to help them out with SR and give them this supernatural, universal, just superhuman consciousness and try to implant it in their NPC brain, they're going to reject it. It's like an old ass computer, trying to download a new software. It's gonna be like, hold on, what the fuck, bro? If you try to do this, we're gonna fucking explode. They're basically going to react that way a lot of the time. So people may even freak out if you're telling them that you're doing SR. Or you may get people trying to test you. You may get bitches trying to test you. Literally, like if you think you get Jezebels now and you start telling people that you're on SR, the amount of Jezebels that you're going to attract is going to be insane because you're putting it out there. It's like Batman, bro. Like you're putting opposing force out there so that it can be met with another force, bro. You're basically saying like, bro, I'm this strong. Look at how strong I am. I'm doing SR. So a bunch of bitches gonna be like, oh shit, you strong? Okay, let's see how strong you are. It may not be as exaggerated as like 40 days, 40 nights, but it still could be pretty bad, bro, especially if you work around a lot of women or you go to school with a lot of women. I know a lot of y'all go to school and shit, or a lot of y'all are in college and you see a lot of bitches all the time. You start telling people, bro, they're gonna start talking. People are gonna try to test you, and it might not just be women too. Men are going to try to test you too and try to fight you and shit for no fucking reason, just because you're glowing, just because you're improving, just because you're training. All of a sudden they think that you're a fucking MMA pro fighter just because your balls are full. So you have to be careful with who you really talk to about this shit. Doesn't mean you can't tell anybody. I'm not saying like, oh, you can't tell your girl. I'll just wait, bro. If you haven't told her, it's probably better not to. Like a lot of that shit, like the aspect of relationship is like build up a story time, bro. Build the story, bro. You start see, the thing is, I would just tell everybody, bro. I'm not saying like everybody I came across. I'm talking about relationship wise. I would tell every woman basically at some point. Now, I started realizing like you can't tell everyone. Some people are going to be supportive. Some people are gonna fucking hate you and then test you. You'll get a lot of bitches who will try to suck your soul as soon as you tell them. They hear, oh, he's on semen retention. They hear that you're basically asking for them to milk you. That's what they hear. So you're gonna get tested, whether you like it or not. But you don't gotta make it harder.